Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Yep, I can't believe it's here already.
I know.
So, mucked up Christmas special.
Yay!
All our finery. This tinsel may not last the whole episode because it's already feeling very itchy around my neck.
Okay, Christmas earrings. They
Are they
itch really.
trolls?
Yeah, they are. They are. It's my
Troll
favorite. I
dolls.
can't wait to talk more about them later.
Let's start with highs and lows, though.
Yes. So, all right.
Yep.
Okay, highs and lows. I can take it away today. I wasn't really feeling all too much in the Christmas spirit, and I put on some music while I made some Rice Krispie treats for gifts for friends, and I got a little bit better into the spirit, so I'm kind of like, yeah, let's go. But
It's only half Grinch
I am
now.
yeah, because I am needing some rest. I think that's my low. I've been worked to my limit, and I'm very much looking forward to this break of no. But my brain won't turn off, even though my body will.
Yeah.
So I think that's the low, is knowing that war is coming. I could be doing this because I have the time, but I need to rest because I've been worked to the bone. So what about you, Linda?
I'll be adding in a little extra reminder for you here and there.
Thanks.
For me, I think the low would be just like you, feeling a little overwhelmed with a lot of the Christmas stuff and to-dos, and just things like I had to go into town for something and it's just busier than normal. Not that Hobart's even that busy. Tassie isn't even that busy really, but it still felt busy to me. Not my favourite thing to tackle crowds and shops and kids and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely. And I only had to go in and pick up a bike from a bike shop. It's not like it was a hugely busy shop or anything anyway. So, it's good to get that bike fixed. That's a bit of a high, as well as the fact that got in some really decent exercise this week. Got to the gym, got consistent, did some crazy cardio, which had me flat on the floor just going and heartbeat at like 160, 170, 180, just going, oh, I feel like I'm gonna die. I think my body went into shock or something. But worth it. So definitely loving it more than I thought I would.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah. Not so much at the time sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do I love this so much?
Yeah.
For like 2 days even after.
Yes. And I think just setting some good goals for next year as well. Being able to do some push-ups would be nice. So I noticed the upper body strength, like lots of women generally, we can carry babies and all that sort of stuff, toddlers and kids and all that sort of stuff. But as far as actually upper body strength of both sides or like lifting weights, no, it's not there. Yep, I have a limit there.
That was always my favorite part about working out postpartum, was using Declan as my weight, because he never wanted to be put down. So I was like, okay, well, you'll just be my weight thing.
Yep.
And then switching to actual weights, you're like, I think it actually was easier with a 30-pound child squirming in my arms than 15-pound weight.
Yep, exactly. Yes. So at least we have the lower numbers because we're in kilos over here. So it's like 8 kilos or like 10 kilos. And you're like 30s and 50s and
Sounds worse on over here.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk today about Christmas and self-care and Christmas, all the things that it brings, the family, often family tug of wars, and how it changes after you have kids, and expectations and the anticipation, and yeah, there's lots to sort of cover. So where do you want to start?
And my favorite, I can't wait till we get to it, is a favorite Christmas memory, but I think probably one of the most dreaded things that we all consider detrimental to our self-care, especially around Christmas, is family tug of war. And I think we should hit on that a little bit first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that family politics and history and little certain, yeah.
And who's going where for when,
Mhm.
and who's hosting, and how are you going to split the day up?
Yep. And how the kids going to go with that, and
No
how they
naps.
going to, yes. Often finding a balance of sometimes there's the old I can't remember who did it, but the love languages, the different
Yeah.
ways that people express their love, and sometimes people will express it with gift giving
Yep.
and presents for their grandchildren or children or daughters or partners or that sort of thing. So, and then other people just couldn't care less. They think it's just pointless or not really going to hit the mark for them. So it's trying to navigate different ways that people express their needs or desires to show love to each other, or kindness, or Christmas can often mean gifts for lots of people, but then other people don't want it to. And so, yeah, so for some people it's more about the family and the experience and the food or the getting together or the conversations or everything like that. So yeah.
Even with we have a, I guess you kind of call it a tradition, I guess, or just a family habit in a way, I guess. As people have children, then we stop giving gifts to the parents and we then give gifts to the kids because they're the ones that they're highlighted then. And it's kind of gotten to be where in this day, finances are tough anyway. So we're all strapped to figure out how to give gifts financially and make it work for us. And that kind of works for our family where we stop eliminating, some people are getting those gifts and we just kind of focus on the younger kids. But I brought it up to a few people now in the family and said that I think we need to go on just a family trip around the holiday then. Instead of exchanging gifts, we all just put that money that we would have spent towards gifts towards the experience because we don't get to see each other enough. And it really does come down to just that's all the fight is about, is who's getting to spend the time with us, not who's going to be giving what gifts or getting what gifts.
Yeah, because
And
sometimes you forget a month later who's giving what or that sort of thing. So that's a good idea. I think that's definitely something to consider. We also in our family have started doing like a secret Santa sort of thing. So we all pick a name out of the hat, spend $30 or something on a gift, and everyone gets a gift and don't need to buy 30 times 6, 8, 10, that sort of thing. So
there's a lot of families that I know.
Yeah, works fairly well.
Yeah. I've heard really fun things about that with other families. I don't know. We can't get organized enough over here though.
Good in theory one day.
And I'm not going to be in charge of that one.
No. I just feel like you don't stop work at all. That's not self-care. And then I think once you do throw kids into the mix as well, there quite often can be a lead up in anticipation for Christmas and Christmas Day. And so because of that expectation and lead up and maybe lack of sleep and excitement and all these fairly different emotions to what you're used to having every week, the day often might get to 3 p.m. and everyone's falling apart. Or maybe Christmas Day goes okay, and then Boxing Day, everyone's just a complete emotional wreck of anything and everything. Everything
that's that melty period.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting to watch that whole experience as well.
I think on my end, the anticipation leading up to it, like I know Declan is old enough to really start losing sleep over Santa coming. Like I did when I was a kid, like, you know, you wake up every hour on the hour after midnight and it's like, did it come yet? And your parents were like, go to bed. We didn't finish putting everything together yet.
Yes, I've been doing that up until 2, 3 a.m. wrapping presents.
I'm becoming my parents.
Yep, for sure.
Right. So I don't think we're going to have that for probably like another year or so, but the anticipation leading up to the day is not knowing the plan soon enough, like or too soon to the day where I could let it sit and me make a plan around the plan as to what the day is going to look like because I still don't know what's happening after pretty much breakfast. Like I know we're waking up and my parents are coming over, but I don't know what we're doing after that because nobody's telling me anything. So that's where my like itchiness comes in and I'm just like, somebody please give me answers.
Yeah. Yep. Rather than me needing to make all the decisions and all the plans and all the mental loading that often is done in that organizational stage as well, which isn't exactly the best way to spend Christmas, because naturally I think we want to mother and nurture others as instinct, really, in many ways. And that means we're often the ones doing a lot of the present buying and present planning and budgeting and gift wrapping and cooking and thinking of all the things at once as well. Like, there's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Yeah.
And even now as we record this, I'm like my wheels are turning on all the things that have to be done, like finishing and getting ready just for holiday itself and teacher gifts, family gifts, our own like immediate family gifts. I'm like, when am I going to wrap this stuff? I don't know. And we're not putting the tree up until Christmas Eve, but we have Christmas Eve service at church at dusk. So it's like, this has to happen at night. And I'm just like, when am I going to find all the time to get all of this done? But, that is what I like to do. I love Christmas and I love to make it special for not just me, but everyone around me in my home. And seeing that with Declan enjoying it now. And they're like, oh, they decorated without him. He goes, oh, Mommy, I like our house. I like the decorations.
Is that tradition over there to put the tree up on Christmas Eve?
It was never for me. We always had the tree up ahead of time, but my husband's family actually did it. And the only reason why we started was because we were out of town the week before Christmas, and I did not want my cat destroying the tree while we were. Because it would happen.
That does make sense. Yeah. I just don't know. I can't think of anyone I know that's ever done it that way.
I've never heard of it until I met my husband.
I'm not opposed to it. Like it'd be a lot cleaner,
Yeah.
be a lot, cleaner, a lot
Yep.
less mess.
Less time that it's
Uh,
up.
Ours went up, I think, like the 27th of November or something. And just over time, you're slowly watching the decorations fall off or be pulled off, or there's now gaps in all the decorations and all of those things. Yep. And we don't even have a cat, just a dog who thinks she's a cat instead. And Jill, let's go to the fave Christmas memories. What are some of your favorites?
All right, so it's definitely my earrings. They're the best. They're little troll Santas, and I've had them forever, like since I was a
Green
little
hair.
kid. Yeah, they're the best. The
Yep.
I don't know where I ever came. Like I think they were gifted to me for Christmas. I don't really know, but I've had them forever. And at one point, I had thought I lost them in my parents' house. Like I don't know if it was in cleaning my room. I don't know. I thought I had lost them. They were not findable for a few years. And then all of a sudden, one single one turned up. No idea where it came from. I just had one single one. And that was for probably about a year. And I looked everywhere for the other one. Then all of a sudden, two more showed up.
Two more.
Why do I have a set and an extra? Same earring. I don't have two sets. It's three. Just three individual troll earrings, all identical.
For your nose ring or something.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
They're just the cutest. I don't know. They're a statement piece. So I've always just been like, these are my faves. But and then losing them and finding them again. It's like, who knew? But what is one of your favorite Christmas memories?
Oh, goodness. Well, I think going back to childhood, we had, I think it would have been probably the last year with my nan, possibly my pa as well. And we basically just decided to hire a hut and a barbecue and had Christmas in a big reserve park with a kids' playground running around. It actually ended up being really wet and windy and that sort of thing from memory. So the weather wasn't great, but I just think that was one of the times where I really noticed the change in stress, or everyone was a bit more relaxed, or it was just a lot different to what I'd been used to. And that's probably up there with some of the favorite memories and that sort of thing. So yeah. And there's of course lots of other memories of waking up on Christmas morning and hearing Dad finishing off things below me, my bedroom in the house, because his workshop was below mine. So he'd be sawing away or drilling or hammering or something until very late at night. Because he's often that last minute hurry rush, which now you understand as a parent a lot more.
Big
no
time.
how organized you are. So yeah, that's up there too. So yeah, but also just the difference of now having our own children and Christmas and watching them delight in that and everything. So it's wonderful too.
Yeah, I love being able to share some of my Christmas traditions that become hopefully tradition for Declan. Like we do Christmas Eve service at church every year, and I don't know, since I joined the choir when I was 13, I've like sang almost every year since then, unless I was not participating in church. So it's like that's the thing. And then last year he actually sang with me when we did Christmas Eve service, which was really stinking cool in my opinion. But he sings with me now every Sunday, so it doesn't really matter. But
It's really sweet.
So
Yeah.
it just makes me happy that he wants to be up there and sing. And he loves going to church, and it just is even more special that it's the Christmas Eve one because that's my favorite service of the
Yeah.
year. So, it'll be nice to not be singing for the night service this year and being able to sit and watch where everybody else does. So be a little bit of a different experience this year with him a little older and actually able to sing the words to a lot of the songs, which will be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've noticed, I think it was Alex came home singing Christmas carols from school and that sort of thing the other day. And yeah, they've been involved in Christmas pageants and sang on the radio and things like that as well, which I remember also doing a fair bit of that as a kid. And so, yeah, there's lots of fun times ahead, I reckon.
Yeah, I look forward to telling stories like this again on, I don't know, for stories like yours with the stories with the Sunday roast. I mean, that's a whole other thing that you could do, like a whole Christmas thing on.
Yeah.
And that would be a long conversation for many people, I feel.
Yep. And that roast is fairly traditional for Christmas, even though a lot of the time we're sweltering over here without Christmas.
Yeah. I think,
So,
I mean, there's a lot of Italians here, so they do like the 7 fishes. But I know the same thing I talked about in some stories with a Sunday roast is the roast beef sandwiches with mashed potatoes. We'll do that with my parents if we do Christmas Eve. And then, of course, everyone else does like some really good roasts. But yeah, we keep it.
Watch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's camping thrown in there as well for both of us.
Yeah.
So that's hopefully going to be a nice switch off, shut down, go to bed with the sun. Hopefully you don't freeze completely.
Well, I think where we're going, it's supposed to only get cold at night, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. You'll have to snuggle together.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tolerable during the day.
Yep. And exhaust the children to the point of falling asleep in a chair. And yeah, absolutely. It's been a big year. I've had so much fun. It feels like Christmas every week when we get to record these episodes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Linda, I wanted to ask you before we wrap up, what is one way that you are going to practice self-care for Christmas for yourself?
Great question. For me, it's making sure I get good quality sleep and rest. Yeah. Yeah. And being committed to that. So, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest ways that I can do self-care right now.
I like it.
Yep. Yep. What about you?
I think for Christmas, I'm going to stick with the actual Christmas day. I'm going to make as many people come to me as possible. Yeah. The less moving around I have to do, the happier I will be.
Very, very, very good. That sounds like a wonderful plan. Yep. Instead of trekking all over the countryside.
Yep. Worrying about bringing back and forth gifts. Yeah. Nope.
Yep. Well, as one of the final ones for the year, we do wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
and any holiday that you're celebrating.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for including that. I was getting a bit carried away.
Well, oh my gosh, the next episode will be on New Year's Eve.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
We'll get to ring in the new year together because you'll be in the new year.
Yep.
But I'll be not in the new year yet. That'll be fun.
We'll be like 2 years together. That's mind-blowing. But just, yep.
So cool. Well, then,
all right.
Until next week.
We hope you can unstuck your Christmas muck.
Bye.
Bye bye.